Hi, this is Yvonne McNair, and I'm here with Juanita Heron this morning. Good morning, Juanita.
Good morning, Yvonne. How are you this wonderful day?
I'm great, and we're at the Marion County Extension Office. Tell us where we're located.
We are located at 416 Fairgrounds Road. Telephone number is 270-692-2421.
And before we get started with today's recipe, Juanita, why don't you tell them how they can contact you in order to get this recipe in case they're unable to get it today?
Okay, if you don't, this is a very easy recipe, but be sure to just contact us here, like I said, 270-692-2421. And if I'm not available, the fine ladies up front will get you that information. And we have, usually I'm here, but we will get that information right out to you.
That's fantastic. I know we're going to be making tailgater caviar today.
Yes, that sounds kind of different, doesn't it?
It does. Caviar, is that fish eggs?
No.
Fish egg salad? No.
Well, that's what you would think, right?
Right.
First time I seen that recipe, I thought the same thing. But this is such a simple recipe, and you know, Yvonne, when we're doing our recipes, we have always tried to do simple recipe, cost efficient. You know, when you think of caviar, if we go to the restaurant to order caviar, it's going to be a little expensive, right?
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
If you can find it.
If you can find, that's right. And I have tried it once or twice, but it's not one of my favorite things.
Okay.
But now with this one, this tailgater caviar, it is one of my favorite things.
Now, I do recognize the word tailgater. So this sounds like something you might take to tailgate,
You could
to barbecue,
Yes.
grilling out, and all things like that.
Exactly, and that's why I pulled this today. We know tailgating is going to be, you know, just right up on us. We do have a lot of kids that are playing softball right now, and I think Marion County is really showing us a good sport out there. But you know, everybody's a barbecue. I know last week was 4th of July. I'm sure that there was 4th of July cookouts all the way around, which it was a hot day for a cookout last Wednesday.
Yes.
I ate inside. But this, what we're going to make this tailgater caviar, it is something that goes really well with your barbecuing that you're doing. If you're going to grill pork chops out, chicken, hamburgers, this is a very good little side dish.
Fantastic. Okay, well, let's get started.
Okay.
Tell us what's in this.
All right, the ingredients in this is a 15-ounce can of low-sodium black beans drained and rinsed. And we have already drained them and we've rinsed them. Anytime you're doing black beans, you want to always drain and rinse your black beans.
Now, why is that?
They have like a little coating or something on them. You want to rinse all that off so you can taste that bean, in which, you know, black beans is a very good source of protein.
Yes.
So, you know. Then we're going to use a 15-ounce of unsalted black-eyed peas, drained and rinsed. And we've already done that to them, too. As I was going to the grocery this morning, I was looking at that, and one of the ladies up there, she said, "What are you making today?" And she said, "I don't think I like black-eyed peas." But a lot of people may not like the black beans or the black-eyed peas, but give it a try. You never know till you take a little hello bite.
Okay.
And then we're going to use a 15-ounce can of salt, no salt added white corn, and we're going to do that also of yellow corn. So we're going to have yellow and white corn.
It's going to be colorful.
It is. It's very colorful. And now we know that summertime is coming up. People might even have their own corn. So, you know, you could use your own corn in this. And then we're going to add 2 cans of no salt added mild diced tomatoes with chilies.
With chilies.
With chilies in them. And then we're going to use, you're going to mix all of that up, and then we're going to use 1 1/2 cups of a light Italian dressing. And then we're just going to sprinkle a little garlic and salt and pepper to taste.
Okay.
Now, does that sound pretty simple?
It sounds very simple. It sounds easy to make, and like I always say, if you have kids at home, this is definitely something they can help you with.
And then again, you know, like I'm saying, garden stuff is coming in, and with this, and we're not adding it today. You could add some green peppers, or you could add some onion, or little extra things that you have to go ahead and make it buck it up a little bit, right?
Anything that's out of your garden, you know, go
That's
ahead
right.
and put it in
Are
there.
you ready to get started,
I'm
Yvonne?
ready, yes.
Now, have you ever tried this before?
No, I haven't eaten this before.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do, like I said, we have already, I'm going to put my gloves on today. Audience, I have a Band-Aid on my thumb, you know.
We always want to be careful.
Always want to be careful. I was slicing up squash Sunday and just sharpened my knife. Now, wasn't that a smart thing? And then cut the end of it off, or just made a place. Now, you're going to have to help me a little bit, Yvonne. There we go. Put these gloves on. They're a little bit big, but that'll keep us a little safe here.
Yes, it will.
So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to add my black beans. You can tell they've already been drained. We're just going to put those in that bowl.
They look awfully pretty.
They do. Now, if we had not drained these and rinsed these, they would be a little cloudy looking, okay? So you can see they're good and shiny and they're rinsed off. And that goes with our black-eyed peas. Do you like black-eyed peas?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. You know, we think of black-eyed peas around January,
Yes,
first day of January, right?
That's right.
Well, you know, black-eyed peas, I think, are making a very good statement now. People are beginning to use more black-eyed peas and black beans.
Well, I
But-
think beans are becoming more popular
Yes.
nowadays because of all the dishes we have that have beans in them.
It is, and it is a good source of protein. That's the main thing. A lot of time we think we always have to have a burger or chicken or some type of our very good protein food, but you can eat beans. And we know that beans are very good for us. So then we're going to take our corn, and I am going to open it up. I have not already, because all we're going to do with our corn is we're just going to drain it.
And we're draining these because we don't want the extra liquid.
We don't want all that liquid. It wouldn't be, because we're going to use some chips
Yeah.
to,
And then we're going to make our own liquid, aren't we?
yeah, we're going to take our own liquid.
Our dressing that's going to go in this.
And you can see we've drained our corn really, really well. Just going to shake that corn up a little bit.
And all of our ingredients can be bought locally.
Locally. And like I said, with the corn right now, I think I'm gonna have fresh corn next week out of my garden. And if you have your own fresh corn, you can make this also.
Well, I have purchased fresh corn already this year, and it was delicious, very
Yes,
sweet.
yes, I did too. I did a couple of weeks ago, and I had some good old corn on the cob.
Yes.
It was good, wasn't it,
Yes,
Yvonne?
it was. It was very good.
And I'm gonna tell you, I didn't put any butter on mine either. It was just so sweet and,
You didn't need any.
no, you don't. I think that's what we do a lot of times. We don't get the taste of our real vegetables. Shake that around a little bit, and we're just gonna toss that.
And we have our white corn in, and we have our yellow corn.
Yes, and I'm just gonna give it a little toss here. Kind of get it mixed up.
It does look so pretty.
And then we're going to use 2 cans of our diced tomatoes with chili, and I'm using the mild. You know, they come, I think, mild and hot.
Mild, medium, and hot.
Yeah, so it just depends on what your taste buds like. Do you like hot?
Yeah, I like hot. Mild, I figure you're wasting your time.
Well, I did mild. I went by the recipe today.
But mild is for the group. If I was going to make it for a group, I would make it mild.
Exactly, exactly. And this was a 10-ounce can.
We've got 2 10-ounce cans.
You have 2 10-ounce cans. And like you said, it is becoming very, very colorful. And this is something that if you know you're going to have a barbecue or something, you know, you've got people coming in, this is something that you can make up the night before or the day ahead. You know, us ladies likes to do this little ahead thing, right?
Yes, we do.
Because we always have so much to do when we've got guests. I'm going to just shake these a little bit more, Yvonne. Seem like the tomatoes might have just a little more liquid.
And you know, and if your family enjoys either of these vegetables that we have in here, go ahead and put a little bit more in there for them. You know?
Exactly.
Make it to their taste or to your guests' taste. If you have guests who come in and you know they love tomatoes, put a few more tomatoes in here.
And you know, we're getting to that season with our tomatoes also. I'm going to set that out of the way.
Okay.
And now, just look how colorful that is before we put our dressing on it.
Okay. And I'm going to go over this recipe
Okay.
while you're doing that, while you're stirring. We use 1 15-ounce can of low-sodium black beans, drained and rinsed. Be sure you drain them and rinse them. 15-ounce can of unsalted black-eyed peas, drained and rinsed. 15-ounce can of no-salt white corn, drained. 1 15-ounce can of no-salt yellow corn, drained. 2 10-ounce cans, no salt added, mild diced tomatoes and green chilies, drained, and 1.5 cups of light Italian dressing. Light Italian.
A light. They didn't have light, they had fat-free.
Okay.
They only had the regular and the fat-free this morning, so we're just going to use a little fat-free.
Okay.
And I was reading on the labels, and I don't know if people are reading the labels, but again, just like you were reading there with low sodium, no salt added, which we know our canned vegetables do have some salt in it. But we're finding out that we do not need all that sodium in our body, and so are the extra fat. So, you know, everybody, you know, right now is wanting to look really slim, and so, but we want to make sure that we're having a good, healthy body.
Yeah.
So I'm going, it says 1 cup and 1/2. So I'm going to take my 1 cup. You like Italian dressing?
Yes, I do.
I do too.
I love Italian.
I'm going to put 1/2 cup. And you notice I'm using my measuring cup with my spout because that is what we need for our liquid measure. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to toss this around a little bit. Before I get it all tossed, it also said add just a dash of garlic powder. Now we're doing garlic powder. We're not doing garlic salt. So, you know, you could do a pinch or a smidgen or whatever. So we're just going to do just a little light.
Garlic.
You know, garlic always adds a little extra flavor, doesn't it?
It does.
And I know it said add salt and pepper to taste. Well, we're just going to do a
Sprinkle.
smidgen, a sprinkle. There you go, a smidgen. And then we could do pepper.
Because pepper is easier on our system than salt
It
is.
is. It is, you know. And I like pepper on it, black pepper on everything. And then we're just going to mix it up.
That looks good. And
And
like we said, so colorful.
It is.
Kids will love it.
Kids will love it. It's a good way to get them to eat some vegetables. And like you were saying, if they like more tomatoes, you know, or more corn, you know, I haven't seen a kid that doesn't like corn. Have you? You know, corn. And then, like we said, we could add some little green onions. We could add some peppers. Whatever you like, that would be what you would add. If you will scoot that over there for me. And we're just going to put it in a bowl. And this can be very colorful. And, of course, the recipe is saying it's much better after it's chilled.
Of course.
You know, anything that we have is always better after it sets. And that way all the flavors.
All that Italian dressing soaks in.
Oh, yes.
Soaks into those beans.
It just enhances the flavor so much. So we're going to set that there. And if you want to hand me some chips. And with this, it said to use some baked tortilla chips. Well, I found these multigrain chips.
Oh, okay.
And this is something that you can just make a nice little, I'm going to reach right in front of you,
Go
okay?
right ahead. Oh, that looks pretty.
You know, and you know, you could have a little cilantro on top if you wanted to make it very easy.
What about cheese? Can we add a little cheese to this?
You could, if
That
you
would add
wanted
the
to.
calories.
That would
fat.
add, that would add.
that
But
fat.
again, that is a little bit of our, that is a little bit of our calcium that we're getting.
Okay. So I
Seem
won't,
like
I won't talk about the fat then.
No, cheese is something, a lot of times people think, I don't need to eat cheese, but cheese is something that is good for you. It's a good little snack. It's better to eating a piece of cheese than a candy bar.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
So, but with this, I mean, like I said, this is something that you could do for a barbecue that you're going to have. And I know a lot of people like to barbecue, and a lot of people don't wait to a special occasion. They just do barbecues all the time. But this is something that you could make up ahead of time, and you could have it ready. You know, Yvonne, if you invited me over.
I'm going to taste.
Okay, Yvonne's going to taste. If you invited me over, this is something I could make up today. You know, if I was running a little short of time, I could get it made up and then have it ready for the barbecue.
Delicious.
Delicious. And may I add something else with this? With this recipe, it always tells us ideas. And like I said, it did say to use some grilled pork chops or any type of grilled pork. Use some baked chips or some multigrain chips. You could use some fresh fruit. It uses mango. But the thing about this recipe, we made all of this, and it serves.
This big bowl over here.
This makes 24 1/4 cups. And I think it pretty much is true what it is, but it's only 90 calories. I mean, for a fourth of a cup. But the good thing about the cost-wise here, it's only 25 cents a serving.
Wow.
So, I mean, how many things can you make? You've got guests coming over or your family that you can make something up like this, and it only costs you about 25 cents a serving.
And this is healthy.
And it is healthy. The whole recipe shouldn't be over $5.88 total. So, I mean, some people say, well, that's still a lot of money, but no, it's not. When you break it down, what we are getting, it's something colorful, something that you can have, and have something good.
Yeah, have something good and have something that is going to nourish the body.
Yes.
Now, also, we also talked about the fact that with this, the kids can help.
That's what we're all about. You and I both are always talking about these kids. This is something that, especially if you've got some older children, I'm talking about 10, 12 years old, they can open up these cans. They can drain. You know that we're out here working with children all the time, and they can drain. There's nothing to cut up. They've got, all they have to do is empty and drain and rinse, put it in their bowl, mix it up. And it'd be a, you know, kids like a snack in the afternoon, right?
And you know, it's a good exercise for them to be able to do the Italian dressing in the cup over there.
Yes, it is.
It's a good learning experience.
Yes, we do. And like I said, if anybody did not get this recipe this morning, feel free to call us here at the Marion County Extension Office. We're located at 416 Fairgrounds Road. Our phone number is 270-692-2421.
And Juanita, let's talk a minute about barbecuing.
Yes.
Some barbecuing safety.
Okay.
Some things that we need to know in case we did have meat. We put meat on the grill.
Yes, and you know, a lot of times there's a lot of people get hurt, and you know that we hope that it doesn't happen. But when you're using a gas grill, I have seen this happen with a gas grill before. People, when they get ready to light that gas grill, leave that top down. You've got to have that top open when you're going to light that grill, and when you get it turned on, you do not want to leave it just flaming all the time. You want to turn it down to the right temperature. And if you're using a charcoal grill, the same thing. You're using a lighter fluid. You want to make sure that you're standing back. You want to make sure that you're not wearing clothing that has got like long sleeves or something that might catch fire. You want to be safe. And if you're, and again, here we are with these kids, and if, don't let your children light these grills. You as an adult or pretty much an adult person, light that grill or the charcoal or whatever with these kids so that they don't get hurt.
Yes.
And you know, when we're doing that, we want to make sure that we are putting our food on there properly, watching the right temperature on it. That's another thing. A lot of times when people are grilling out, they will get it charred or brown on both sides, but they don't get that internal temperature where it should be.
Oh, okay.
Especially chicken, pork, anything like that, or a burger. I don't know if you have a meat thermometer. If you have a meat thermometer, that's great, because most of our meats will tell you, you know, chicken's supposed to be like 165 to 170 degrees internally. Hamburgers should be about the same. But if you don't have a thermometer, is what I was wanting to say, make sure that juice is clear.
Okay.
Clear. We don't want
not red and runny.
Not red and runny, and it's clear, and it's a different look. It's a different look whenever you're seeing that.
Okay. Well, Juanita, we thank you today for this wonderful recipe for tailgater caviar, and we also thank you for the wonderful, helpful hints on
Okay.
safe barbecuing.
All right.
Okay, this has been Yvonne McNary with Central Kentucky Television.